Wow, it's time for another show full of tips and ideas from the sales growth leadership expert, Dean Akers. Known for his experience in hyper-growing companies and creating cultures for high-performance teams, here's Dean.
Well, welcome to another episode of the Sales and Leadership Ninja. We every week bring you a little rant, approximately 10 minutes, and today that's an important number, but approximately 10 minutes a week that helps you with an idea that can make you more successful, have more fun, and just have a greater life. Today is one that is real important to me. It's one that has been a lifelong kind of process for me that I do all the time, and I teach my ninjas. And I had several meetings this past week, and we started talking about time. And so today we really want to talk about how to maximize time, or how you can get back more out of your day than others. First off, there's some premises that you have to work with. One is the only thing that's the same for all of us is time, which is 24 hours in a day. We all have 24 hours in a day, except 2 days in our life, when we're born and when we die. So it doesn't matter whether you're a billionaire like Bill Gates or Warren Buffett, or you're broke, or you're sitting on the side of the road begging for money. Each of us have the same 24 hours in a day. It's the only thing that's equal. So how do you maximize that? How do you take time and really make it an aspect for you that really works? Well, one is understanding the value of time. People always ask me, say, Dean, I don't have enough time. And I said, what if I gave you 60 hours a year? What could you do with 60 hours a year? Which is actually a week and a half vacation. Well, wow, that's a lot of time. So I share with them something that I've been doing now for 30 years. I started doing it with my teams 30 years ago with this tool, which is nothing more than a simple kitchen timer. And I set this kitchen timer for 10 minutes. 10 minutes a day. When you set it down and just work disciplined on whatever that 10 minutes or that time you're trying to use. Work on it for 10 minutes a day, whether it's write your handwritten notes, whether it's update your CRM, whether in my case, I wrote this book, my second book, Self-Talk, Think Like a Child, and I wrote it basically in 10 minutes a day. Now, that being said, anybody that would like a copy of this book, remember, all you have to do is reach out at help@adjunctceo.com. That's help@adjunctceo.com. And I, the Sales and Leadership Ninja, will send you a signed copy of Self-Talk at no charge to you. Just all you have to do is put your name and address, and I'll get that out to you, and you'll enjoy that book. But remember, that book was written with this tool, and this tool really is powerful. I use an iPhone. You can use whatever you want. Like I said, years ago, I used a kitchen timer, and it's ticking now. And I still have these for my ninjas, and they're more for to put on your desk and remind you of the 10 minutes a day. But realistically, now you can use technology. I simply use an iPhone, and I put 10 minutes in there, and it clicks off. If you want to have a hoot, set that timer for 10 minutes, and then sit there and stare at the wall, stare at somebody, sit quietly without doing anything, and see how long 10 minutes really is. When I do this with my teams and we do this exercise, it is frightfully long, almost to the point that it freaks them out. So I really encourage you to do that. So tools that are out there today, or tools that I use, and these are all kinds of different tools. One is using a phone with integrated software. I'll use software right now. One of my favorite softwares, I'm going to pull it up, is Context Journal CRM and Pipedrive. Context Journal CRM is a new software I just actually got turned on to by one of my clients. And I got turned on to it by one of my clients because some of my clients' team members were saying that this thing was for management, and management was making penalties for people not using it. And so I said, I want to check it out. When I checked it out, I actually was very impressed with the software. It integrates into everything. Now, I still use Pipedrive, and I still use Pipedrive for my CRM and time management. I'm looking at this because it has some pretty unique features, which I'm not going to talk about today. But the point is the management was using this software for their team to track their activities and stuff, and the team was using the software because management wanted them. Let me tell you something. If you're a real ninja and you really want to be highly successful, it's all about the you factor. So your time is your time. If your management is managing your time, they're doing it because they're not really convinced you have it all together. Now, if they want you to do something, turn in reports, do that. It can't hurt. It can never hurt you. But the point is, you should be doing these things for one person and one person only. And that would be who? You. So at that point, you really want to take ownership. The other tip that works for me and has worked for my ninjas is always be early for meetings. I cannot tell you how many times that I run into people that are they're late for meetings and they always have an excuse. And what's interesting is the people that are late for meetings consistently, it's always 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there. I had this traffic, whatever. That indicates to me they're probably not on their total game. Why do I want to be early? A, because I said I'd be there on time, but more importantly, for gaining useful time in my 24 hours, when I'm a little bit early, it provides me time, and I always carry my briefcase, my notebook, and my laptop, so it allows me time to work on some things in real quiet time, and it really works well. So be early for meetings. Take that 10 minutes. It allows you to get your handwritten notes done. It allows you to do your touches. It allows you to do so many things that you can work on in that few minutes. And again, if you're using your 10-minute process and every day you're simply using your 10 minutes and making sure that right now we've just used 6 minutes and 30 seconds. And as you know, my rants are usually around 10 minutes. So when you're listening to me, you're really giving 10 minutes back. And I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. I've had tens of thousands of downloads over 130 countries, and I really want to be of value to you. So today, my big value is about time. The other thing is no excuses. You can't make excuses. My ninjas, we actually have an excuse box in our conference room, and it's a card shoe full of excuses that we draw out excuses, and they draw one anytime somebody starts making an excuse. They go, whoops, let's draw the excuse box, and they draw one out. It's about as good as the one they're going to use. It's a comical thing, but what it reinforces is it's about getting rid of excuses, understanding that we all have the same 24 hours in a day, prioritizing your day, using technology today to make sure that you're getting the biggest value out of your time. So, today's message is really about 10 minutes a day. 10 minutes a day, 10 minutes a day is 60 hours a year. 60 hours a year is equivalent to a week and a half of vacation. If you'll just work 60 hours a year, you'll have much more by devoting that 10 minutes a day than your peers and people around you. So if you're struggling with time, take back that 10 minutes a day and get that 60 hours a year. Till I talk to you next week, have a great week. I really appreciate everybody that's downloading the Sales and Leadership Ninja videos. We have tons of feedback at help@adjunctceo.com, help@adjunctceo.com. Anytime you have a question, anytime you want to agree or disagree, reach out again at help@adjunctceo.com. And again, the book Self-Talk, Think Like a Child's available for you. I'll be happy to send it to you. And quite frankly, if you do it, I'm also going to put my customer presentation puke protector. We've talked about that. That's another point of time. And I want you to go out this week and gain back that 10 minutes a day, which is 60 hours a year. Have a great one. Talk to you soon.
We hope you enjoyed this week's show. Subscribe today to our podcast and send questions or thoughts to help@deanakers.com. Also, visit us at www.deanakers.com to listen to prior shows and view helpful videos. Also, great tips to download. Thanks again. See you next week.